What is going on, guys? Manny here, back with another video, bringing you guys my second Nightmare Cup tournament that I ended up going to the day before Community Day on Sunday. So this was with my local community here, and we had a decent turnout, and it was 4 rounds in total. But yeah, let's get right into the battles here. So going into round 1, I ended up going against a new player who this was her first time participating in a tournament, and I start off with the shift tree. She starts out with Kadabra, so I could you guys could probably tell that she's new to PvP with her lineup here. And if you guys, I should have the teams on the left-hand side of the screen. But yeah, so I end up taking on her Kadabra and her Absol pretty easily with Shiftry. She brings out Primate, even though, you know, Shiftry's going to be weak to fighting. I knew that I was going to be safe just using Shiftry for this match here. And as you can see, Razor Leaf just doing a lot of damage. She shields twice. She's going to be able to get... Oh, no, she doesn't get a second move. I forgot that she didn't get her charge move there. It's the second match. You guys will see that she gets the charge move off. But I end up picking up a Sentinel Stone there, which is kind of cool, even though I don't need more. Going on to game 2. Now here, I got a little too comfortable knowing that she was a first-time PvP player, because right here, I completely forgot and underestimated the amount of damage that Monferno here can deal out. And as you can see, my shift tree is... pretty badly hurt. Yeah, I probably should have switched out sooner, because now my shift tree is gone. And you guys, spoiler alert, I end up losing this match here, or this round, because again, I just underestimated the power that Monferno can actually deal out. So I use Aerialize here. She blocks that. She's got the Olin Raichu. I go ahead and switch out to Toxicroak here, trying to get the Mud Bomb. She ends up beating me to her charge move. I let it go through thinking Thunder Punch. It was Wild Charge. And yeah, so that was another mistake I did. And she shields that Mud Bomb, and she's going to be able to take down my Toxicroak. And she's pretty much going to be able to finish me off here, because Raichu obviously is going to be super effective against that Xatu with Wild Charge especially. So yeah, so GG. Again, that's completely my fault for underestimating the power of Monferno. So going on to game 3 here, I start off with Shiftry. Again, she starts off with Monferno. This time, I immediately switch out to Xatu, just because I know that Monferno's part fighting. So she switches out to Toxicroak, which is a weird switch in my opinion. I was highly expecting her to switch to Raichu, but she didn't. So she brought out Toxicroak. I'm just going to go ahead and shield these moves here and just take down her Toxicroak with Xatu. So now I have both my chargers ready to go. And here she brings out Raichu. I have Ominous Wind ready. And yeah, I was surprised that she didn't bring out Raichu earlier. But yeah, I'm just going to do as much damage as I can. I'm able to get a second Ominous Wind here and pretty much take down her Raichu. For the most part, it has like no health. So now I bring back Shiftry and take out the Raichu there. And her last Pokemon is the Monferno. Now I know I'm in a good position, because I do have the shield here, which I'm going to use, and I'm able just to know that I can take down her Monferno. So yeah, so if it wasn't for that me underestimating the power of Monferno that second match, I would have won both right away. But it is what it is. I'm going to do round 2. I get paired up with a friend of mine, a good friend of mine, Ace Everson there. One of the people I PvP with a lot. And I start off with the Poliwrath that saw no play in my last tournament, and he starts out with the Raichu. I immediately do whatever damage I can, and then I switch out to Skuntank here. He switches out to Toxicroak, and just trying to do as much damage as I can. I go with the Flamethrower here, just because I know Sludge Bomb really won't do anything to Toxicroak. He ends up shielding that, and we're just going to do as much damage as we can. And I go ahead and shield this here, just because just because I knew I could get to another charge move, just to have him burn another shield, which I do get him to do. And now we're down 2 shields, and I bring out Poliwrath here, and we run into a little bit of lag, unfortunately, and he's able to get off a charge move in between that lag there. So he brings out Sludge Bomb, pretty much KOing Poliwrath, and he's able to get another charge move here before I can get off my one. So now it's Toxicroak versus Toxicroak, and he's got 2 fresh Pokemon still, and it doesn't look too well for me. But I'm able to get off my Mud Bomb here, and his next Pokemon's Raichu. I'm hoping to get to that Mud Bomb before he charges up, which I'm successfully able to. and I end up taking out his Raichu. So now it's 1-1, and it's Drapion. And once again, I know that Drapion's super weak to Mud Bomb. Able to get that off, and right here he brings out. He goes with Aqua Tail. Toxicroak barely survives, and I'm able to actually take that win there. So, Mud Bomb was literally the MVP because it was super effective against his last two Pokemon. So, or against all of his Pokemon, I should say. So, yeah. So the reaction we had too against when that happened was hilarious. We pretty much had everyone that was participating kind of look over and see what was going on, and but yeah, it was funny. So, going on to the next game here. We go with Xatu. He starts up with Toxicroak. Again, good matchup for me since Toxicroak is going to be weak to Xatu here. He switches out to Raichu. I switch out to Shiftry just because, again, Razor Leaf is going to be doing a lot of damage. And I shield this. Probably didn't need to, but because I was expecting Thunder Punch, but I'm actually kind of glad I did there because it was Wild Charge. And go with the Leaf. He brings out Drapion. And right here is a matchup that I actually didn't test a lot. And the reason I should have tested this more is because Drapion can actually farm the heck out of Shiftry. And you'll see here, he's going to launch like 2 or 3 charge moves back to back pretty much. And here comes the first one here. I didn't need to shield Aqua Tail just because Aqua Tail really isn't going to do anything to Toxicroak. But as you can see, he brings out one. He uses another one immediately. As you can see, Aqua Tail not doing anything. And before I can launch my first charge move, he has another Aqua Tail ready to go. Yeah, that was a matchup that I really wish I would have practice against more because I completely forgot that he could farm that many charge moves against Shiftry. So, but he brings out his Toxicroak after taking down his Drapion there. I got a Mud Bomb ready to go. He shields that, and we're just trying to get to another Mud Bomb before he KOs me here. And he ends up taking me down. I have a Xatu ready to go, and he's going to use Sludge Bomb here. And pretty much, I thought it was over. I thought it was over here because he actually uses Mud Bomb. But as you can see, my Xatu barely survives with almost little to no health to get off a aerial ace there. So, able to take the victory there as well. So, again, the reaction we had was pretty hilarious. But yeah, GG's, man. So, going on to round 3, I get paired up with currently the #1 ranked player in our community here, Hypnotes Project. And this guy's a really good PvP battler. So, the stress was on when I got paired up with him. And he starts out with Hitmonchan. I start out with Shiftry. Bad matchup for me. Just do whatever damage I can. I switch out to my Xatu. He switches out to Bronzong, which is another Pokemon I probably should have practiced more against. But I know that he's weak to Ghost. So as you can see, I'm charging up Ominous Wind. He's going to shield that. And now it's just the race to see who can get their charge moves first. And I'm able to get another Ominous Wind here. And I believe he ends up letting that go through. Yeah, so. And right here, I shield this Heavy Slam just because I know it's going to do a decent amount of damage. If I don't shield it, possibly could have taken down my Xatu there. And he's actually able to get his Heavy Slam before I can get to my Ominous Wind. And I end up shielding this here just because I know I can get my Ominous Wind off, which I can go ahead and do now. And hoping to either shield or take him down. And he ends up shielding it. So, and I actually get the boost there again. So that small... Even though my Xatu had like no health, the small amount of boost that I had there actually helped out a lot. And I bring out Shiftry back. And we run into a little bit of lag here. And he brings out his Hitmonchan. And that Power-Up Punch is going to do insane amount of damage. So, takes down my Shiftry. Then we go into Toxicroak against Hitmonchan. And here comes another Power-Up Punch. I obviously can't do anything about it. And I take down his Hitmonchan. And right here, he brings out Shiftry. I should have used Sludge Bomb just because I would have done more damage than Mud Bomb here because Mud Bomb doesn't really do a lot. But even so, as you can see here, I'm able to pull out the win just because of Shiftry's weakness to fighting. So game 1, I end up taking that. And I was pretty happy, I'm not going to lie. So going on to game 2, we have my Xatu up against his Skuntank. Again, Skuntank can actually win this matchup if used right, as you can see. So I had to go ahead and end up switching out to Toxicroak, just doing whatever damage I could with Xatu. And he switches out to Bronzong. And this is a bad match for me just because Bronzong is going to do a lot of damage to Toxicroak. So here, I should have brought back Xatu, but I go with Shiftry here. But yeah, Bronzong is just so tanky that Shiftry actually wasn't really a good choice for that. Again, I probably should have brought out Zatu, but just do whatever damage I can because I can't switch now. And, I mean, I still could have switched, but actually, no, I couldn't switch. I'm just noticing the timer now. So, but I ended up taking down his Bronzong with the Leaf Blade. And again, we hit another patch of lag here, and he brings out the Skunk Tank. And I do shield this, sorry, just because I was expecting a Flamethrower. And just do whatever damage I can. Right here, I make a mistake trying to switch. I should have just kept doing as much damage as I can because he's actually going to be able to take down my Zatu here. So, I don't know if I would have just kept attacking with Shiftry. I don't know because I never know what his last Pokemon was. So, anyway, he ended up beating me game 2. So, it is what it is. Going on to game 3, he starts out with Bronzong. I start off with Skunk Tank. And the game plan is just to pretty much either go for Flamethrower or Sludge Bomb. They're both going to do pretty decent amount of damage. Flamethrower doing super effective damage here because he lets it go through. Don't think he was expecting Flamethrower, but I go ahead and shield this Heavy Slam. And again, trying to build up another Flamethrower before he can get his Heavy Slam. But I end up going with Sludge Bomb here. And he ends up shielding that. And he ends up bringing out another Heavy Slam. And I just let this go through just because I didn't want to waste both my shields there. So I bring out Zatu to take down his Bronzong. And again, we hit some more lag. And then he brings out his Shiftry. And I know I'm in a good position here just because Shiftry is going to be super weak to flying. Go with the Aerial Ace. And he lets that go through. I thought he was going to shield that there. So some more lag popped up, unfortunately. And he ends up bringing out Toxicroak. So that kind of makes sense as to why he didn't shield. So I go ahead and shield this Mud Bomb here. And I go ahead and launch Aerial Ace. He's going to end up shielding this because he kind of has to. So he shields that. And then I just able to take down his Toxicroak with my Zatu. So I end up beating him, which was actually the first time I've actually beaten him in PvP so far. So that was actually a really good feeling to know that I was actually able to take down the currently #1 player in our community. So going into the final round here, this guy played some really good mind games. If you guys will see his team here on the left side, you guys can probably see what he was using to play the mind games, and he played them well. But yeah, so I started with Shiftry. He's got the Alolan Raticate, and just going to shield this Crunch. I probably didn't need to shield that. I was expecting Hyper Fang. I go with Leaf Blade to take down his Alolan Raticate there. He doesn't shield that. Brings out Zatu, and as you can see there, he ended up... what happened there is he ended up bringing out Zatu, but then immediately switched into Toxicroak. And I actually offered to replay this match, but he was okay with it. He was cool. He said, "No, let's just play through it again, or let's just finish it." And but yeah, so you'll see his Zatu come out now, and I go with Ominous Wind. He ends up shielding that, and I am able to get another Ominous Wind here. He ends up shielding that as well, and so now we're both down shields, but he's going to be able to beat my Zatu here. And I knew I was kind of SOL because my last Pokemon is Toxicroak, and he's able to get off his Aerial Ace and pretty much finish me off there before I can do anything. So even though he had that mistake with the switch, he was still able to pull off the victory there. So going on to the next game, I start off with Shiftry, and he starts off with Zatu. Again, not the best matchup for me, so I just do whatever damage I can. Here, I probably should have switched out sooner, in my opinion. I bring out Raichu, and I'm going to go ahead and block this Ominous Wind, and we're just going to do as much damage as I can. He switches out to Toxicroak. I go Thunder Punch, and he ends up shielding that. So now we're just trying to do as much damage as I can. I go ahead and shield this because I know Mud Bomb is coming. And I got the Thunder Punch, I'm hoping that he lets us go through, but he ends up shielding it, which is a smart play. And yeah, I go with the Thunder Punch here, doing a good amount of damage, but he's able to get off the Mud Bomb here, which he probably actually didn't need to do. So here I bring out Zatu, and we run into a small bit of lag. But I take down his Toxicroak, and then I believe he... Actually, I forgot what he brings out next. What does he bring out? Brings out Raticates. Oh, yeah, the Raticates. It's another Pokemon I probably should have practiced more against. Just because he surprisingly can do a lot of damage here, especially with Crunch. Crunch is going to hurt. And then he brings out, he switches out to Zatu. That doesn't really matter, but as you can see, yeah, his that Eradicate's going to do a good amount of damage. So he ends up taking that, and yeah, so I ended up going 3-1, and this was my team. Pretty much the same team as last time again. Poliwrath, Mudshot, Ice Punch, Power Up Punch. Again, pretty much the same team as my last one. The only difference being Raichu being replaced with Hypno. As you can see there, just again showing off what I use. Toxic Croak, pretty standard. Shiftry here, again. Probably one of the my favorite Pokemon for this tournament, or for this themed cup. We got Skunk Tank once again. We have the Zatu here, Air/Ominous Wind, Aerial Ace. And then, again, Raichu here replaced my Hypno from the last one with the Spark, Wild Charge, and Thunder Punch. So yeah, so again, ended up going 3-1, ended up coming in third. If I would have won that last round, I would have went undefeated. But that's it for the video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take it easy.